monster inside of me. You better watch out if your enemy's a road ahead of full prophecy. To be the greatest feast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me. And he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the sword. Never getting bored, loves the blood and gore. Always wanting more, feed him from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to TDT's Monday Night Show. And look, Cieran's on time. I almost fell over when I saw you, Cieran. Well, good job I was like my wheelchair, I'll tell you.
I got up at 4:30 this morning. That's why I'm on time, because I thought couldn't really sleep, and I thought, yeah, I might watch that Liverpool Leicester game. You know, give that a look. So I did, and you know, for the first time ever, I wanted Liverpool to win and put a few goals past them, and they did.
I think Leicester are down now, mate. I really do. I just think the fight's been sucked out of them.
Well, you know, we can only be caught by you, and our goal difference is too good. So Leicester can't catch us now, so we are safe, really. We're done. You know, I always thought we were, but, you know, it's mathematically nonsense. We're still not, I suppose, if you looked at it that way, but there's no way Leicester are scoring, you know, Leeds are scoring 10 goals and we're conceding 10. So we're fine. We're staying up. Now we need to get you to stay up, boy. Now we need to get you to sort
it. Avinder's in chat saying hi to everybody, bless him. I saw Avinder for the first time on bus and I had a good chat with him. He's a lovely lad. We got talking about you. We think you're funny, Cieran.
Hey, Avinder. How you doing, brother?
We got talking about FPL and we got talking about how big Russell's head is.
What?
How big Russell's head is.
Oh, he's too big, mate. You know what I mean? He's is he doing well in that FPL, is he?
Yeah, it's gonna. It looks like he might end up winning it, you know.
It'd be unbearable, wouldn't he? Absolutely unbearable. God. Yeah.
Another little win. I'd pulled to win 3-0 at 16-1. Salah missed that sitter, and I bottled it and cashed out for £283.50.
Oh, good skills, Harmony. Well done. Nice win. Still, you bottled it. You still got 283 quid? Geez, I'll take that.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
But yeah, 16-1, you bottled it. You did really, 1600. Fucking hell. Or is it?
What have I missed?
No,
From my window.
I love the little window. I love it. I think it's cool.
Look at my name.
The noisy neighbour.
No, not noisy.
Have you moved somewhere, Titch?
Yeah, I moved. I'm moving up in the world, geezer. Just looking down on all you peasants from my window.
Yeah, look at these little French windows.
I've got you and Bobby Moore at the front on the outside, as you can see right there. You can see.
Oh, yeah. Right.
There you go.
G'day.
How you doing, Rob?
Hi, Rob. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hi, guys. Great.
Right,
Liverpool performance. I don't know if you know Rob. Titch. He's a Tottenham fan.
What?
He's a Tottenham fan.
What?
Really? I thought you said Titch is a Tottenham fan.
Oh, Rob's a Tottenham fan.
Oh, I don't know if you know Titch, Rob.
No. He has got Jimmy Greaves on there, so, you know, he's a West Ham boy too, wasn't he? Well, after you finish with him, Tottenham. We'll have to put it, Rob, I'm sure it's because your family forced you into being a Tottenham fan, so we're not going to hold it against you.
Yeah. I thought Stuart said I was a Tottenham fan.
No, Rob's a Tottenham fan. Anyway, go easy on him. He's had his tooth out. I hope you get better soon, Rob. I hope you get better soon, mate.
He's had more pain supporting Spurs than having his teeth out.
Yeah, probably let's take you into the dentist. How you thinking, mate? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, mate. Would have been 350. I am still very happy. Do you know something?
Yes, yes, I'd be happy with that. It's a great bet.
I think so. Morning, Inky, thank you. Bandy, how you doing, mate? Well, Stu, you gave a call to arms and you got it. Whatever it takes, you said you got that from Firpo. He did not stop he did stop what might have been a certain goal and got
exactly. I said it. He took one for the team.
He did.
I said it straight away. That's exactly what he done. So, listen,
That's
that
good.
point could be invaluable. So, yeah.
And I don't know if anyone's heard Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He went off with he felt his groin go tight. So if he misses one game, I think that could be an advantage to Leeds.
Well, it's all to play for, boy. And the thing is, after tonight, West Ham is definitely safe, and that's because of Leeds and West Ham's goal difference. So Leeds and Leicester can't catch Leicester definitely can't. Leeds, the swing around or the turnaround's not going to happen. So we're safe, and West Ham's going to have a major input in who gets relegated because we obviously play Leeds and Leicester.
Right. Well, while you're both here, guys, can I just show you something? This is the team you went with against Brentford, and this is the team Leeds went with against Newcastle. Now, if you look at that team, you have Fabian Johnson, Aguerd, Bonner, Emerson, Soucek, Dams, Fornells, Lanzini, Cornet. I think if that team starts against Leeds, I think we've got a great chance of getting a result. I'm not saying a win, but a result. And another point, it'll be big, I think.
I said all this already. I did say.
Right. Look, if you look at that West Ham's second string team, it's not a bad team on paper, is it? But what I was doing, not that I was bothered, I predicted we'd lose 2-0 against Brentford. I've got that right. I said you lot were going to get a draw. I got that right. So I'm the winner. I win. End of. Right? But I was disappointed in the lack of fight that team showed to be part of your squad. It's all very well a manager sort of giving up a game because we got a semi-final. But that shouldn't translate to the players. And it seemed like it did. Because if that was Pep Guardiola's team, he would expect that team he put out, second string or not, to be fighting and winning that game. And they showed none of it. All over the park. None of it. Everything there was really poor. And there was no highlight for any of them players. I just thought there'd be more fighting them to fight for a place, to be considered to. I didn't see it from any of them. So if that team has the same attitude and we play that team against Leeds got every chance of winning that game. Every chance. And I hope they do. I hope Leeds do win it. I want you to stay up. It's the only time I'm ever going to say I want West Ham to lose to Leeds. So you've got a chance of staying up.
I don't know if you agree with me. I said to Stuart, this is the perfect time to play West Ham because we're either going to be in the final and we're going to play this sort of team, or we're not going to make the final and everybody's just going to be on a massive downer, and you ain't going to be able to get up for that game if you've just missed out on a final a second year in a row. So either way, this is perfect for Leeds to play West Ham. This is the perfect time to get 3 points.
And Leeds have had a bit of good news tonight, Lee. Will you tell everybody about Leeds' playoff game to get back to FPL 1?
Yeah, we won.
1 or whatever it is.
Yep, we won, Talk, we won.
What was that in? Sorry, was that in the under 20?
The FPL, the PL2 playoffs to get back to PL1. We won final. We won final 3-0 against Forest.
So it had to go to a playoff.
Yeah, we had to go to a playoff. Yeah, we won final 3-0.
Did Sonny Perkins play in that game?
I'm not sure, but I know Routier did, and I'm sure Sonny Perkins would have done as well because he's normally a first team on shit. I'll let you know now. But yeah, so Leeds United did really well by winning the PL2 playoff final. So now they're in PL1.
Where was the final held?
Ellen Road, I believe.
Oh, what? It's 2 leg or just 1 leg? And why was that Ellen Road if it was a 1 leg thing?
Because I think we finished higher up than Forest.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I'm just going to check. I'll tell you the team who played. I'm sure he did, but I'm going to confirm it with you. But yeah. So good news for Leeds United under 23s. But so hopefully that can rub on to first team. I'm hoping. I feel a bit more confident today, Titch. I don't know why. I just do. I feel a bit more confident. I do.
I think if you look at your fixture, I mean, Cieran will always look ahead. I was looking ahead, and Spurs are going to have very low motivation to hold on to a UEFA Conference League plays, which is what it's looking like. So I don't think they'll be fussed either way. West Ham, we've just spoken about that. So in theory, you could get 4 to 6 points from those games. You should definitely win at least one of them. And then you're just depending on...
You have to win one. They have to win one game. Right? It's as simple as that. One game gives you a chance, but you have to win one.
That will line up for the playoff final. Vandal Hoovel in net in goal. Moore, Mullen, Montero, Giabi, Gray, Allen, McGurk, Joseph, Perkins, and Routier.
Never heard of him. No, Jack. There's Sonny boy there.
Sonny Perkins,
see him right there.
Joseph, Giabi. So yeah, we had a good time. Unfortunately, we couldn't watch it for some reason. They did put it on LUTV. Stop sharing screen. So Rob says you're wrong. I started my Spurs journey in 62. Greasy was my idol.
Rob, I'm only pulling your leg, and I agree. Even as a kid, I was born in '61, Rob, and as a kid watching Greaves, wow, what a player! What an absolute genius of a player. So yeah, I'm not surprised he's one of your idols, mate. Great player.
West Ham will decide who goes down. Yeah, because you play both Leicester and Leeds, don't you?
Looking that way, isn't it?
And if Leicester lose away to Newcastle, which they, going by the form, but they should do. Yeah, they might just. Yeah,
they're gone anyway.
Yeah,
so, they're gone anyway if they lose to Newcastle. So it's not going to make. It might not make any difference that game.
Yeah,
because they can only then win their last game against us and get 33 points.
Yeah,
that's not going to be enough.
Unless Leeds lose both theirs and Everton lose both of their, then it would be. Because at the minute, Everton's on 32, but we know between Bournemouth and Wolves, Everton surely going to pick up some points there.
I think they'll pick up something, yeah. Bournemouth, I think, I think they're at the beach. Yeah. I don't think we'll see much.
And good on them and good for them. They've earned the right to be on the beach. So, yeah. It's, Forest is just annoying me, just picking up points here, there, and
they're fighting out there, they're fighting, Titch. They're still fighting, mate. But that's what if you're a Forest fan, that's what you'd expect from a Steve Cooper side.
It's
when he went into Forest, they had no right to get into Premier League.
Exactly.
But somehow they did. And they want to stay there. And I just hope we can get above Everton or Forest. Any one of them two, I don't mind who goes down as long as Leeds leapfrog them. I don't care. I think you need a weak side against Leeds and a really strong team against Leicester.
Yeah, it might not make any difference unless the game by then. I mean, that's what I think. I think Newcastle will beat Leicester.
They should do.
And I really do. And so I'm not sure that someone's going to pick up points, whether it's Leeds or Everton. I think it'll be gone by that game for Leicester, but we'll see.
It's the good thing is the season's going down to the wire at both ends. Obviously, top four is looking at Man United and Newcastle, but Liverpool is keeping up there.
You've got to look at it this way, haven't you, Titch? It's between Everton and Leeds who goes down. I think Leicester are going, right? I believe Leicester are going.
And you don't put Forest into that, no?
No, I think Forest will stay up. I think Leicester are going, and then it's just, I think Leeds and Everton are scrapping it out to who stays up. I've got a funny feeling Forest will hang on, get something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Annoying. They're just picking up a couple of points when it matters.
So Leeds have got to get themselves in front of Everton. And that means you need a win and hope they don't get too much.
Yeah. Ideal situation. We win on Thursday. And Leeds, you can do what you want. You can just, I really don't care. Like, if we're in that final,
don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care. Yeah. The last two games mean nothing to us now, Titch. Nothing. Yeah. Only this semi-final
Yep.
and then a final. The rest of the other games, it'd be crazy, even if, we win the semi-final or in the final, and then to carry on play that team again, it'd be crazy.
Nah.
Rest them again.
Yeah, and
Give
don't
them as
bring on
much
those
rest as you think they need to that final. Don't care. Do not risk injury. It isn't about fatigue here. I'm talking about risking an injury.
Exactly.
You get an injury to Rice against Leeds, that puts a big dent in our chances against, a team in a final. We don't need it.
And Leeds will be fighting. We won't be fighting. So you're gonna get more chance of getting injured because they're more scrapping and we ain't.
Desperate team, mate. They'll put in any challenge whatever it takes.
Yeah, because careers are on the line. People's jobs and all that. Did you see AZ? They won 5-1 against MN, but they was 5-0 up at half time.
Yeah,
and now they've gone above Ajax in the Eredivisie, so they're third now.
Yeah,
they're better. They play better at their ground than they do away. They really do. Inc in 1990, well done to the academy, but then they did have a £35 million player in Ruttier. They did, Inky, they did. You're right. You're right, mate. They did. Yes, Titch.
Yes, Inky.
Nice to batter Forest to get back to the under-21s Premier League 1. I agree, Amani. Give Ruttier a go against West Ham. Good goal tonight. And Wally World's in. Wally World, hope you're doing well, mate.
Wally. How you doing, Wally?
I'm glad I've got a Spurs fan in today because, he can back me up on this.
Wally's not a Spurs fan either.
No. Rob's a Spurs fan, right? And do you know something? I've been watching a few Spurs YouTube channels like I do, and they're dreading coming to Welland Road, because of the atmosphere. They think the majority of Spurs fans think that their team will crumble under pressure at Elland Road crowd.
Yeah, look how you performing against Newcastle, right? Yeah. Who are very much looking like, dead certs for top 4, and you got to draw out of that game. So Spurs will literally have nothing to play for. At the minute, they're in 7th, which is where they don't want to be. At the very least, they want to be in the Europa League places, which Brighton's games in hand. Liverpool, at the very least, will get that. So they're looking at 7th or 8th. They don't. Yeah, I think they'd rather 8th than 7th as well. So it could be an easy game for you, man. And I mean that. Like, that could be a bloody walk in the park. It just depends on. Yeah.
I spoke to Cieran about this though, Titch, on the Extra Time show. Should Tottenham really in a position to turn their nose up at Europa football?
What's the guy's name? Sorry, Rob, is it? He's the best person to answer that. But obviously, no, they're not. That's why, when we was in Europa League, I was like, this is like our Champions League.
Yeah.
But even something like this for us, like we have to be realistic. 43 years without any major trophy, and then however many years for our only other European trophy. This is kind of like West Ham's Champions League, and I say that because I'm being realistic to what we've achieved. You understand? So it's I understand if Arsenal is in the conference, we can laugh at them, or Liverpool in the conference, we can laugh at them because of where they're at. You understand? But for us, if they made a 4th tier European trophy and we could get in it, put us in there as well. You understand? We are not in a position to turn our nose up at So nor Spurs.
I think they are, because I think you can't just look at your club and think we deserve this, we deserve that, right? That's not what it's about. You've got to look at your team and see whether they deserve or good enough to be in a competition. And the year we qualified for Europa, I'm glad we didn't get 4th and qualify for Champions League because we're not good enough. We'd be embarrassed. We'd be in it and out of it real quick, right? With Europa, we had half the chance and we got to a semi. And didn't quite make it. And once we went into this thing, we've got every chance of winning it. We knew we had a chance with the group stages because we didn't play anyone worth talking about. But when it comes to now and the final, we got a chance of winning that. And the prize for that is your Europa League again. Right. So that's the main thing. It's not just a trophy; it's a Europa League place, and that's how we got to look at it. Because if Tottenham are in this Conference League this year and won it, they'd be guaranteed Europa League, and now they're looking like they might not even make that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Stuart, obviously, let's say Spurs were in this. From where you're at over all these years, and your priority should be win that Europa Conference League, at the very least get into the Europa League, and let's get a trophy on the board, which everybody's saying, look, Spurs ain't won it. Do you understand? So I just don't get how you could not try and give it your all once you're in that competition. And they did actually back out of it last time, which I think is scandalous.
Yeah, I do know. And I just think, how can you turn your nose up, knowing that you keep saying that you want to win a trophy every season? You're not likely to win the Premier League. You're not going to win Champions League because you are in it. You're not going to win EFL Cup or whatever it's called, because that's normally Man City or Man United or Chelsea or someone.
Or
And you're not going to qualify to win. You're not going to qualify to win any Europa Leagues anyway.
The only thing Tottenham can take joy out of this year, they're going to win as many trophies as Arsenal.
Yeah, that's it. And and this is the thing where you cannot watch this year. You can't turn your nose up at a trophy. Arsenal fans was justifying coming out of the Europa League. We can focus on the league, and look how that ended up. They could have.
Yeah. Go Brighton!
Yeah.
Go Brighton!
Imagine if, let's say West Ham did win the Conference League, and that's me not jumping the gun, but we would be London's most successful club this season. Second is second. It doesn't. Second is nothing in the Premier League. So we would be London's most successful club, and we'd be the bottom place London club. But trophies is what counts. So
we're massive.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. I don't see Arteta dancing up and down that line anymore, do you? Where's all that gone? Where's all that dancey 50 metres up the line, giving it large? I ain't doing that anymore, is he? I'll tell you what they are good at, though. I'll tell you what, after watching that Brighton game, I'll give this to Arsenal. When it comes to emptying a ground, they have got military precision of getting out quick. I reckon by the time that second goal went in for Brighton, by the time they took the kick off, most of the Arsenal supporters are at the station. Fucking brilliant, man. Yeah. They really are. Do it so quick. It's fantastic to watch.
They're used to it, mate, aren't they? They're used to it.
Yeah.
It's so bad as well. Your team obviously had a great season. Obviously, they've chucked it away at the end, but compared to last season, and now you want to walk out on them.
Yeah, walk out.
That's a joke.
They really are the worst supporters ever.
That is really
I hope
bad.
Robert agrees with us. Arsenal supporters are the most fickle supporters I've ever heard and listened to. They're absolutely a disgrace. And I loved it when they showed after that goal, they showed an aerial view of everyone, like 5 minutes away from the crowd already. Like thousands and thousands just legging it. Running.
Moving around.
Fantastic.
Because they knew the third goal was coming. They was like, we ain't watching this third goal.
I watched a channel called Tottenham Away, and they had it was in the dressing room. I don't know how they got it, but Arteta literally picked a thing up at end of the table, slammed it down, and walked out in disgust with him. He walked out in disgust with his players, and apparently he was almost crying in the interview. What he gave, I didn't see that one, but he was almost crying when he gave his post-match interview at the end of it. Yeah,
good. Yeah, no more dancing for you, Arteta, is there now? No more dancing, son. Yeah, you fell off a cliff.
No, I think you should do it, Stu. I've got a feeling Leeds are going to win that game. I think you should do it, mate.
We'll have a chat with it about it.
Yeah.
Someone will
one of us, Wally, yeah. Probably Stuart.
I am doing a fight along at your ground, Wally. She's doing never mind a watch on. She's going to have a fight along. Are you going to the match? Evening, Luke. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well. Amani says, sadly not Wally. I was offered a ticket in with the Hammers fans, but I declined it. I'm too gobby.
No, if you're going to be gobby, Harmony, I think you're better off in with the Leeds fans. There's plenty of them that are gobby.
I do want to touch on something, though, Cieran. Right, I thought it was a Newcastle fan, and it wasn't. How can a Premier League football club in the Premier League game live on Sky let a fan get right up to
What silly? What is this boy? What is this stupid man? I won't say boy. He's a man. What is he thinking? What is he thinking? Do you know what? I can understand. You know how much I hate Arteta because of his antics. Even Klopp gets on my nerves. You know, Eddie Howe must be the most loved and liked manager of all the Premier League managers. That boy, there'd be no one that wouldn't like him. No one. Yeah. So why would you want to have a go at him? I don't understand that. It's not like he's like Arteta, really annoying. I could understand it to a point, like, shut up, you donut. But Eddie Howe, I'd say he's probably everyone else's favourite manager. You know, I don't see what he was thinking. What he's doing? What was it? What? I just don't understand it.
What fan was it? Leeds or Newcastle?
I thought it was a Newcastle fan, and I think it's a Leeds fan.
It must be a Leeds fan going up to him, though, wouldn't it? You'd imagine.
Apparently, he was a Leeds fan. But what was he doing?
Must be.
I don't understand. Stupidity.
Close to him. Why did that fan climbed over and then walked up? He didn't like it. He didn't sprint up or out. He walked up to him and gave him a right going. Why didn't any of the stewards drag him, tackle him to the ground? Because Eddie Howe would have been well within his rights to turn around and smacked him. Someone put his hand on him from behind. He had every right to turn around and clamp him. He did.
That's crazy.
And he didn't. Luckily, he didn't. But you know, he could have got a lot worse.
See, if that happened at West Ham, like, and you know, a Leeds fan had got on to have a go at Moyes, and I was a steward, I'd probably let him do it, right? But Eddie Howe, mate, no, how can you not like that guy? How can you not like him? I just can't understand it.
I just don't understand some fans' mentalities. Now, he's going to be given probably a life ban from stadium. He might end up getting a prison sentence because whether it was soft or not, it would assault. He assaulted Eddie Howe by putting his hands on him. And I hope they shut the bucket. I hope they shut the bucket.
I'm sure he'll be getting a massive fine, guys, and probably a ban from the stadium.
Hopefully, prison to stop it happening again. Do you know what I mean? Especially with Leeds having that so-called bomb scare only a couple of weeks ago. That's what I just hope he's not one of them donuts and walks away from that and all proud of himself and they all think he's a bit of a boy. To me, he's a fucking idiot, right? who needs seriously dealing with. Absolutely, and that's what his mate should be telling him. What are you doing? You're an idiot. Not praising him. Manager Shell Moyes' rubbish, and you will be welcoming it at the West Ham. And I want to speak about Moyes in a minute, if you don't mind.
No, not really.
I will always love Lord Bamford, even though he's the most frustrating player we have had since Gary Sprake, Dom Rivers goalkeeper. At least Sprake was decent, Bandy. Vast legs. Bamford is disgusting. Right, I'll get back to that as well in a minute. But do you know, right. Speaking about Moyes, right? I think I'll put a comment on Brother Charlie Boy's watch along for the West Ham game. And he said, I said to him, I says, you know, someone and putting a question about, is it true that Moyes is staying? And I put Sky Sports have reported that Moyes said that he wants to see out, and he wants to have another year. He wants to see out his contract. And Charlie rightly said, look, this isn't the time to discuss Moyes because, you know, with you being in the Champions League semi-final, second leg, within 24 hours, Gio bloody made an individual video about Moyes staying at. I thought, hang on a minute, where'd that come from? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
apparently he wants to stay for one more year. Does Moyes?
Yeah, I'm sure he might want to. And he might get it. If we win this, he might get it. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't trust that ball to do anything right. And even getting rid of him, I don't trust them to get the right person in either. So anything could happen here, you know. He wins that, attitudes might change. The board might go, well, there you go, boys. All you that wanted him out, we told you so. It'd save us and put a trophy on the board. You know, they might justify what they've done. And it does to a point, and they'd be right in saying that. But for me, it isn't about, this isn't personal about Moyes. It's about the style of football that he plays, and I don't think he's smart enough to deal with the players he's got. I don't trust him with the money. He spent now 300 million since he's come into West Ham, 200 million, you know, last summer, and the January window. Look, if we really detailed this now of what he's spent and what he's cost the club money-wise, right? Now, if it was my club, I'd be going, my God, you cost me a fortune. You got rid of Allaire instead of adjusting your team to suit him, and that cost us 20-odd million pounds. You brought in Vlasic, who now you're thrown out on loan. I forget exactly how much he cost, Titch, but that was a small fortune.
I think it was about 30.
You brought in Skamaka, what, for 50 mil? And he's hardly played. He's been absolute dog shit because you don't know how to play him. You brought in Cornet. Cornet looks absolutely shot. That looks like a complete waste of money. Ings looks like a complete waste of money. You cost that 100 million we're getting for Rice. You've already lost it.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what I'd judge Moyes. Do I want to keep you? You're costing me a fortune because we've got to spend again this summer. You've got to spend again. How can you trust him to get it right? Even Aguerd looks good. That was his main priority, getting Aguerd. And 1 minute he looks, superb. And next day terrible. He looked crap.
Yeah,
I can't walk the other. So that's not necessarily a successful signing yet. It may prove to be, but he's not consistent enough. Yeah. So luckily, Paqueta was absolute rubbish. Now he's coming good, so we can see the improvement in him. He's holding his value in money, but the others, most of the signings have dropped in what we paid for them. We're losing money left, right, and centre, and it's got to improve. It's got to improve. And I just don't know if I was the owner of that club, whether I'd trust him with another 100 million to get it right. I wouldn't.
Well, can I just play devil's advocate here? What about if Moyes is going to go in at end of season for negotiations for his to plead his case to stay on for one more year? Would you accept if Moyes were manager, but he had no say in your signings? That were left to Rob Newman to bring in, because Rob Newman apparently recommended some really good players, but Moyes said no, don't want him. Moyes don't want him. Don't want him. Don't want him. Would you accept that if it were down to Newman just to do the signing?
He already admitted, didn't he, on that podcast that Newman gave in Alvarez and he turned it down.
Yeah,
he went on to win a World Cup and play for Man City now. You know, that tells you everything, doesn't it? No, he ain't no good. Isn't he?
That wouldn't work for me, Stuart, because I think if players are forced upon him, however good they are, I still think he's made up his mind and he'll stick, he'll play them when he has to play them. But I just don't think that would work if you're telling him, these are the players you work with them. Because of the way he is. That's like him changing his whole mindset, which is not going to happen.
So he needs to go then, doesn't he? For the love of West Ham, he needs to go. Yeah,
the only thing I worry about is this. I don't think this board want to let him go.
Nah.
I mean, they're happy with just hanging around in the Premier League. So, I don't know, man. I just think if you're a business person and you see that guy costing you millions and millions nearly every transfer he makes, I'd be getting worried. Very worried.
Do you know, I was listening to, it's on BT Sport. I don't know if it's an Italian football expert or just a football expert, but they reckon that the Fiorentina manager is like De Zerbi Mark II or the next De Zerbi. And obviously they're in the semi-finals. They've done really well in Serie A. And it would be nice if, look, De Zerbi came in after the season started, didn't he? And look what he's done to Brighton. So it would be good if West Ham somehow had a scouting network for the managers, or yeah, and you know they went outside of the box and not in the your Brendan Rodgers or the the usual suspect. If we could find a gem like De Zerbi, that would be but obviously we're never going to do that. We're always going to stick to the same old managers, which is annoying.
The problem what you got with that with Moyes is Moyes dictates the way that team plays, no one else.
Yeah,
And how he wants them to play. If you go to Brighton and Brentford, their philosophy dictates it, and they bring a manager in. They bring the manager in to make it happen. Yeah. That's all. He's second in the scenario. This is how we play here. This is the players we bring in, and you have to make them work, and you have to fit to our system. Where everyone else, every player that West Ham bring in, have to fit to Moyes' system. And with Allaire, it didn't work. I know he didn't bring him in; he inherited him, but he wouldn't change to make it work. Yeah. Ings, Scamacca, Brown. Remember I said it at the time, Titch. Why did you buy Scamacca? Yeah. It doesn't fit you because you won't adapt.
Yeah,
waste the money. Now we brought in Ings. Waste the money. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'd be looking at. Mate, your track record in transfers to me at the moment is more bad than good.
And this is why, because I know how Moyes is and what he looks for in a striker and whatnot. This is why I said we should go for Adama Traore, because I know what Moyes would do with him, and it would work for the way Moyes plays. Better than Haller, better than Scamacca, better than Ings. You've got a beast. He's faster than Antonio. He's better dribbling than Antonio. Traore would have been perfect for us with Moyes in charge. Perfect for West Ham. Perfect. And that's why I kept banging that drum for Adama Traore to come to West Ham, because he would, for the way Moyes wants to play, he would be perfect.
Yeah, he's ideal for him, isn't he? He's like an Antonio Mark too.
Yeah.
It's perfect for Moyes. Like where Ings, I like Ings. He's a goal scorer, mate. You play him right, he's going to score your goals.
We could have done with him.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I do trust Rob Newman, though, guys. I do trust Rob Newman to find the gems. I do.
I don't feel if you look at Paqueta, Scamacca, they're not bad players. They're good. They're good finds. Alvarez would have been an even better one.
Yep.
He's giving him carer. Now there's a player in carer. You've seen it. It's been a bit hit and miss, but there's a player there. Everyone, I think, he's given him as a bona fide good players. But to me, unless you are syncing what Moyes wants, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It should be the other way around. This is how we're going to set up. This is our philosophy. Moyes, this is how we want to play. Make it work. And if you can't make it work, we'll get someone in that will. Simple as that. And Brighton are, they're the masters at it. Didn't miss a heartbeat when Potter left. Not a heartbeat. He was in fucking 10 minutes later. He's in.
Yeah.
And they've got better. They've got better.
Yeah. A lot better.
Unbelievable. So we're just not set up for that. And never will be, I don't think.
I read a report on Brighton, and basically someone asked a question about you might end up losing Casido, that Argentinian player. Yeah, you might end up losing about 3 or 4. But they aren't bothered because they know that they'll have 3 or 4 ready to come in.
Yeah, they've got people not lined up, but they've got they've already identified at least 2 or 3 in every position that they could go for, and not big established loads of money players. It's a good business model, It's not the business model West Ham have got. We just throw money at players, pay over the top prices, and then sell them for less. How does that work?
And Brighton, obviously, I think they said from the sale of 3 players, I believe, that's what paid for the new stadium or the new trade. I think the new stadium, 100 and something, whatever it was. For the sale of 3 players generated that money. I don't know if it's the stadium or the training ground or something like that, but yeah.
It helped really. I think it helped build the DM training ground.
But they said like 100 mil went on, whatever that went on. It might have. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but they basically they paid for it with the sale of 3 players. And now you got to think, if they sell McAllister, Caicedo, what did they pay for these players?
6 million. Caicedo, I think he were 12, 10 million or something.
Caicedo, I think, was 8 million.
Is that only 8 million?
Yeah. He was so what? What's he worth now? Would you get 40 for him?
No, remember Arsenal bid 80 million for him.
Did they?
Yeah. And Brighton said no.
That's good business, isn't it?
And there's another story. So apparently, Antonio Valencia recommended Caicedo, because obviously they're both from the same country, to Man United, turned him down. Solskjaer recommended Haaland because he'd worked with him at Mulder, 4 million. They turned him down. So yeah, everyone's coming out saying like the players they recommended. So yeah, that Caicedo and Haaland were Man United could have signed them for pennies, but they wanted to buy the big name Hollywood players.
Yeah, it's a story I heard right about Caicedo. Where's he from? Colombia, or is he?
No, I think it's the same as Valencia is. Oh, what you know, Antonio Valencia. He's from Ecuador. Is it Ecuador?
Ecuadorian.
I think it's Ecuador. You know, yeah, same country as him.
But I heard that Caicedo was playing up front for this team, and Brighton recognised him, or whoever said but they said not up front. He's not good enough, but he would make a good defensive midfielder.
And he's
from all his stats and his analytics of his player. They said he'd make a good defensive midfielder.
That's crazy.
So
in the Premier League as well, you know, straight to the Premier League.
And yesterday against Arsenal, he was playing right back.
Yeah,
and still doing a job.
They got that Estupian. He looks a good player.
He looks a good player, doesn't he? I think he might be Colombian. That boy.
Yeah, I think he is Colombian. That one.
Mamani says, I feel it's very strange that the Hammers fans blame Moyes for the signings, but Leeds fans all blamed Orta and Marsh, who was definitely behind ours. I think to be fair, I think Orta found these players, and Jesse Marsh, we've been working with them. It was pretty quick. I'll have him sort of thing. Remind us of who was the American. Jesse Marsh, bless him. I mean, his system will suit a team in Europe or something. It just didn't suit the Leeds. His system did suit the Leeds, where the Red Bull system don't work in Premier League. It just didn't have quality players to do it. Luke Legend says, Brighton give players time that we don't at West Ham.
But to be fair, a lot of their players don't even need time. They just like the manager. They just look. They hit the ground running. They're ready to go. That Caicedo, I didn't know he was converted. How can you be converted from a striker, defensive midfielder, and that conversion is now placing you in the Premier League, and you just nothing. It's easy for you. That's crazy.
You two really don't have any faith in not you, Titch. Bandy and Damani don't have anything nice to say about Jesse Marsh.
Is he the fish-eyed fool?
Yeah, that's what they all call him. Either clown boy or fish-eyed fool. I think it's a bit harsh, but I know he wasn't suited for Leeds United. It was a wrong appointment when we got him. It's as simple as that. It was a wrong appointment. But look, speaking about being a bit harsh, Tottenham fans laying into Arsenal fans about local bottling league. Did Arsenal bottle league, or is this just what Arsenal do?
Yeah, they bottled it. They fell off a cliff. And I'm delighted.
They bottled it. They did bottle it.
They gave it. And I said, Stu, at the time, they were 8 points clear with a game in hand. And I said Man City will win it. Because Man City are capable of going on a 10-game, 11-game, 12-game unbeaten. I said Arsenal aren't. They will drop points. They will drop points. And what did they do? They dropped points, didn't they? 2-0 up against Liverpool, 2-2. 2-0 up against West Ham, 2-2. Was it Southampton?
3-3 against Southampton.
3-3 against Southampton. That was it. That's the wobble. That was when it started. And now, Brighton. Beautiful. It's all over Red Rover. So there was always going to fail, I think, at the end.
And you know what?
I'm delighted for him.
To his credit, Gary Neville just stuck to his opinion that City will win. You know, like when they was 8 points clear and the game in hand, he always maintained you know, the experience will be key in this. In
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
when it comes down to it, and he was proven right, and he was.
Even now, you see it with Liverpool, with all the experience they've got. They've had a bad season for them,
Yeah.
but yet now at the pointy end of the season, now they put 6 games in a row, bang, 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 bang,
Might be
bang,
7 now, you know, after tonight.
7.
Yeah.
And that's what they can do because they've had all. Look, you know, that year that Man City were going for it, Man City must have won about 14 games on the trot to win it by a point.
Yeah.
This is what they do. This is what they can do because they got the team and the squad to do it. Arsenal haven't got that. They've got a good side, but you take a couple of players out of it, and they haven't. But they keep blaming it on Saliba being injured. You know. Well, you should have someone just as good to cover that. You know, Man City have. So
can I touch on a player who I do like but think got overused yet again this season? Saka. Saka should have been dropped 2 or 3 games ago. When he went, you know, when he were out of form. He did this last season. I think he went missing for about 8 last games last season.
Yeah.
Doing exactly the same again, and he keeps getting overplayed. You know, I know they're only playing 1 game a week, but he keeps getting overplayed. I mean, they just keep persevering with him, and it doesn't work.
But this is the difference between Pep and Arteta is that Pep knows he can see the signs. So when you think, why Mara is on the bench, because he's seen, you know, that little 5% drop off, so he'll bring in Bernardo Silva. And I don't think Arteta's there yet because you got Smith Rowe, who, you know, on form, you know, and playing off the right hand side, you know, he would have been a suitable replacement for Saka. But I just think he just panicked and he just got used to sticking with the same players week in, week out, which in the Premier League you need to rotate your squad. Where
absolutely.
Possible. Yeah.
I mean, you saw Man City the weekend. No, they didn't start Grealish. They didn't start De Bruyne. They didn't start Silva. They didn't start Stones. And still didn't have a problem winning the game by 3 goals, did they? Exactly. And Gundogan's goal.
Yeah.
Did you see that bit of class? That is just pure class, man. I mean, and then he scores a free kick of just sublime, top corner, and he got an assist. That's Gundogan, who sort of goes under the radar with the rest of them, doesn't he? He doesn't get the plaudits that Haaland do and De Bruyne and Grealish, but my word, just class.
Quality, class, yeah. I think Barcelona won him. I think they've wanted him for a few seasons. But
his contract's out. He's out of contract at the end of the season.
So he could be on a free.
Yeah, unless he signs a new contract with Man City.
I didn't know he was out of contract. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wally Wilson's massive mistakes was not bringing in cheerleaders.
Yeah, I second that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I could have helped with Leeds recruiting the cheerleaders as well. So, yeah.
Man should have just claimed they won like World War II. It's not harsh, Stu. We are being kind. He is now the toilet attendant at McDonald's in Rotherham High Street, and Bandit says that's too over a position.
Yeah,
but,
look, if you'd changed the game to 4 quarters, right, he might have been all right.
Arsenal are on the up though. Lots of players 4 years away from their prime ages.
Yeah. And that's what it is, Logie. They're a young side. And that's what I base my prediction on, that they won't win it because it'll catch up with them. The experience and the pressure. Man City are used to that. They seem to thrive on that pressure. They seem to get better when they're under it. You know, when they've dropped a few points and then have to go on a run, they just do it. And they just... How many is it now for Man City? It must be 11 or 12 on the trot.
And...
You know... 12 out of 12 wins, you know?
If you look back at Pep as well, he, unlike Arteta, doesn't rely on youngsters. Foden, he dipped him in, dipped him out. Rico Lewis, you know, everyone thought now he doesn't even start recently. Jadon Sancho, he saw something in him that he wasn't quite sure of, and that's why he went to Dortmund. So he knows when to use these young players and when to rely on them and when to bring them in and out. And Arteta clearly, you know, he thought he could do it with the youth solely. So yeah, he's got a lot to learn, but obviously he's not been doing this as long as Pep Guardiola, so he should learn from this at the very least.
If you're Arteta, Titch, right? Do you continue to go down the path of what he's doing, what he's built there with youth and stuff, or do you bring in a couple of experienced old heads come this summer transfer window? Because I don't think Arsenal will get another chance as good as what they've had, because I don't think Man United won't be as bad next season, Chelsea won't be as bad, Liverpool won't be as bad, and Man City can win this title with the least amount of points they've ever won it by. 90 odd points or something on board.
I think Arteta's doing the right thing. I think that if they've targeted Rice as their number one target, he's only 24. That means they're going in the right direction. Declan Rice, you understand? So if they have, ideally, you do have a young squad, but not too young. You understand? So if you're looking at Declan Rice, Caicedo, potentially, I don't know if they could sign both of them. Then you got to think if they had Rice this season, potentially they might have won the league, and he's only 24 years old. So I don't think it's age per se. I just think that they needed a stronger squad, and they needed the right players in that squad. And Declan Rice would have helped them this season a lot, massively. I'm trying to think who else. Maybe someone like.
Then if they'd had Rice and Kane, they might have won it.
Yeah.
I know Kane's never going to go to Arsenal, but them two positions, they need another striker, an experienced striker like that. Who regardless how Kane's season goes, every year he scores 20+ goals. If he'd got that for him this year, and you had Rice dictating the pace in midfield, I think they might have won it. But that's what they're lacking.
And one more signing that they was actually after was obviously Rafinha. So when Saka's not at it, someone like Rafinha, you know what you're going to get from him, especially playing in the side at Arsenal. So maybe they was three players away from winning it this year, potentially. The right players, though.
Well, Newcastle have been speaking to Rafinha's agents and stuff about signing him this season.
Yes, they're a good prospect to go to now, aren't they? They put themselves in the shop window, ain't Newcastle, for certain players that they might not have got before. I mean, they could get them now.
But also, Cieran, you're doing it the right way. They are just throwing loads of money at it.
Yeah, exactly my point about Eddie Howe. How could you, you've got to admire what he's doing there and how he conducts himself. Even in interviews and that, I think he's superb and doing a great job.
I think Rafinha, the fact that he's got Joe Linton and Gomes there as well, two fellow Brazilians, I think that he's probably seriously considering it, and Champions League football as well, which is ultimately what he wants. So, yeah, and he would be an upgrade on what they've got so far. So that would be a big signing for them.
Absolutely.
Mario, well, I hope you're doing well, mate. Hello, all. Sorry, I'm late. We're trying to repair my lawnmower, but I hope you won't be doing it in dark, mate, because you wouldn't have a chance. Saka was very poor against Manchester City.
And the thing is, he's had a great season, but if they had somebody in reserve that could push him and that, then maybe he could have a break. And unfortunately, they don't. So, I know some of the Arsenal fans are getting at him, but he's contributed massively. He have a backup option for him.
I mean, how old is he? Is he 20-year-old, 19 or 20-year-old
Probably
man?
20, maybe 21, but I think maybe 20. Yeah.
He should be the main. He should be the main go-to guy in a title challenging season. He should. The players of his age should be. They should have a backup for him so that it can rest him. I think personally. I think it was their bench what let them down this season.
Gary Neville said today, he said, the class of 92, when we won our first Premier League title, we didn't win it. He said it was the likes of Roy Keane, Eric Cantona. I don't know if he said Schmeichel. He might have said, he said, that spine, that experience, we didn't win it as Beckham, Scholes, Button, all them. He said they was what won us that title. So, if you're relying on 20-year-old Saka, then there's a big problem there. He's done all he can and some, and then just probably ran out of steam near the end of the season.
I agree. Are Chelsea and Spurs fans, how Chelsea for Spurs fans can have a laugh at Arsenal? It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, especially Chelsea. Chelsea can't laugh at anybody. Like, you know, they're the worst Premier League team in West London at the minute. Like for this season, like they can't laugh at nobody. That's that's embarrassing.
They're embarrassing.
And Spurs, obviously,
not on High Street.
Spurs were thinking they was going to get top 4, like for at least half of the season.
But I'll tell you what, about Tottenham, I know Rob's still there, but he might be able to tell. They had every chance of making top 4, even when Conte left. Right, every chance. Right, it was there for the taking, and they bring in Ryan. Who they bring in?
He's assistant. He's assistant, and then Ryan Mason. Yeah.
Instead of he needed to get someone to guide them. They could have been a shoe-in for top 4.
Yeah.
And they didn't. They just didn't. And I'm going, wow. And then, who's there now? Ryan Mason?
Yeah, Ryan Mason now again. Yeah.
What? Are you kidding me? You're not serious. You must not want top 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the Tottenham supporters must be pulling their hair out going, what are you doing? It was there for the taking. And they couldn't take it. And didn't put the right people in place to take it. It's quite bizarre.
Chelsea and Spurs fans this season are deflecting from their inability to do it. Using Arsenal, as the
best thing that's happened for Tottenham this year is Arsenal losing to Brighton.
Yeah.
A great day.
Yep.
I don't mind it myself either, because at least it stops that idiot running up and down the side of the pitch, doesn't it?
I'll tell you something, though, Cieran, right? Every word what Antonio Conte said in that explosive interview before he got sacked has come true. Yeah. Yeah.
I know there's a little bit of blame to him too, but he basically says he's never been to a club like it. You know, the self-entitlement, you know, what they've got. And he said, and I love it when he gave it to the reporter, say, you lot giving them alibis, you know, alibis on what they're doing. He said, never seen anything like it. He said, he actually caned them, and that was it. He said, the culture there is all wrong. It's about going out there and wanting to win. I agree with him, totally. And that's why I was disappointed at West Ham against Brentford. Them players, the culture for them, they don't care if you're a second string team. The culture should be go out and win that game and put the effort in. And I didn't see it. So that was disappointing. Really annoying.
I watched Pep Guardiola. Man City were 2-0 up against Everton, and one of them, I think it was a stray pass. Pep Guardiola were out on that touchline barking at him. He didn't have to give him it. They were winning 2-0, cruising game, and he shouted at him for bloody making a stray pass. And
absolutely. They could be 6-0 up, Stu, and he'd still be doing that. It wouldn't matter. If you're doing things wrong out there, don't matter what the scoreline is, you're going to get it. All right? Yeah. If he thinks they're sitting relaxing and not bothering, he goes off these 6. He doesn't like it. Yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah, he wants that good practice. You know, like, for instance, if they was winning 7-0 against a team already relegated and they scored a goal that was just off the training field, he's going to applaud. You might think he's gloating in that. He's applauding because he knows what the work that went in. He's transponded it onto the pitch. So, you know, he wants excellence and all the time until that whistle's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd love to have a manager like that. I really would. I think it'd be ace to work under. I can see why players want to learn from him. I can see why. I mean, discipline as well, innit?
I can see why a few wouldn't want to work with him. Especially a few Tottenham players. Might get a bit of a shock, mightn't they?
A shock, innit? Like, gee,
imagine what he'd say about Daniel Levy always interfering. You know, getting involved with transfers and stuff. He'd be telling him, wouldn't he? I don't think
he wouldn't go. He wouldn't go. Pep Guardiola will do all the necessary due diligence before he joins a club. He needs to know, I need to do this my way. Look, for instance, came in, Joe Hart was the darling of Man City. See ya? Yeah. Because he can't fit into his philosophy. So he would have got all the assurances in the world. This is what it is. You know, you can't dictate to me. So ideally, Joe Hart stays at the club from the people that own the club because he was there from, you know, no, he was straight out the door. So Pep Guardiola will do all of his homework, speak to the right people, get all the right answers, and then he will pick his club. And therefore, he's got free reign, but not to try and take liberties, just so he can do his thing. And that's why he would never go to Tottenham, not under Daniel Levy.
He even did it when he brought in that Claudio Bravo as replacement keeper for Hart. He knew him. He got rid of him and brought in Henderson.
Exactly. Once he realised, you know, he's past his best. It's the Premier League. It's not La Liga. Yeah, cutthroat.
Well,
but, yeah.
If you had watched, was it even Liverpool? They were the same with Alisson, wouldn't they? And if you watch him tonight, they want him to be a sweeper because of the way they play. But that's the keeper they need, who's good with his feet, who can pass and clean up. There was 3 attempts over the top. He was there every time, flying out of his goal and clearing that ball. And this is like Pep Guardiola. He needed a keeper to be able to do that for them, because they often have 2 at the back when they're pushing everyone forward. Yeah. So anything goes over the top, he has to be onto it, and he is. And Joe Hart weren't the man for that. So he went, no, he's no good to me. Go on.
Did you not see? I think the last time Alisson come out tonight, he came out under pressure, and not only did he head it to somebody under pressure. He weren't. No, most keepers run out and just head it. He headed it to somebody, and he's got maybe Jamie Vardy right, and he's like, he's like, there you go, mate. Yeah. So these are the things that they look at and know the keeper's capable. Edison can play football with the best of them, and he can ping it. So when you think, oh, Man City's going to play out from the back, one ball and he's assisted somebody. So
they scored a goal from one of these long balls, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's like having an extra player on the pitch, isn't it? When you've got a goalkeeper who can do that, can actually play with the ball at his feet, comfortable as well.
Yeah.
I think he came out to the right wing there to do sort of a 1-2 with the right back, right, with a goal completely open and booted it down the field. What was he doing out there? I'm going, what are you doing? You don't come out there to do that, but he does. Yeah. It could look bad if it goes wrong, but they're confident as to do it. There you go.
I heard him say, Edison, that he was a midfielder, but he was too lazy to be a midfielder, so he decided to go in goal.
Is that how he started out as a midfielder? Yeah.
Yeah, started out as a midfielder. Yeah. That's why he's good with his feet.
Yeah, he's one of those players. If you put him probably on a semi-pro pitch, he's going to be like the best player on the pitch, like in the midfield, easily. Like semi-pro.
Leeds would have been good under Marsh if the pitch was 20 yards wide. Arteta is at fault. He rotated when he shouldn't have and did not when he should have.
Key decisions, yeah.
I would much rather have Emma Hayes than what we had this season, and I mean that.
Well, at Leeds.
Love to see it, Bandy, but football isn't ready for that. Look at the abuse Alex Scott gets. Yeah, a lot of women seem to do. I don't know if we still. I think some men still live in 1960s. You know what I mean? But times have moved on now. I mean, when I run a football club, we had a one at Mum's, and she could cross the ball so much. She could put it anywhere, and I literally got her interested to do crossing for defending Edis. I got her to cross balls because she was that good, and she made all those men look stupid. She did. Honestly, mind you, that doesn't take a lot with me anyway, but you know what I mean? She made those men look stupid.
All right, I've got a question for everybody here, yeah? And answer it by not being politically correct. If Leeds' next manager, the next person in line, was a female manager, what would be your thoughts on that? And she was a relatively unknown as well. You know, like De Zerbi was unknown. She was an unknown female.
If I didn't know anything about, if you didn't have a footballing background or anything?
No. She's obviously got that, but she's not managing England. Like she's doing a thing at Sampdoria in Italy, for instance, and now Leeds are looking at her as you lot knew.
Do we really have I'd employ her. I wouldn't have a problem. But the worry I'd have is, would the men in the dressing room take advantage of her being a female? Think that they can take liberties, with her, oh, she's only a female, we'll do what we want, sort of thing. Would men respect her enough? That's my problem.
I think in this day and age, they would do. I think.
I mean, even women's manager, and I said that I'd love to see her, what she could do. Before Mark Sampson, she won I can't remember her name.
Hope Powell.
Yeah, I'd love to see what she could do in the men's game. I really would. I mean, we've got female linesmen and stuff now who do a better job than some men linesmen or fourth officials.
To me, for me, who hates women commentators doing football, I do. I never liked it. I don't mind them as pundits. Because I think they're very good. I mean, they're good pundits. And but if West Ham took on a female manager, I'd judge her like everyone else by the results and what she's achieved and by the style of football. Right? Wouldn't have a problem with it. She was good enough for me. It wouldn't bother me at all.
The reason why I asked that is obviously Stuart's speaking about something about women and whatever. So I thought, is at some point, I don't know if it's already happened, but at some point in one of the major 5 leagues, it will happen. I don't know when, but it will happen.
Maybe it will one day. And I'll tell you what, though, you might say that to take advantage of her. For her to be in that environment and to get a job like that, she'd have to be a strong woman. To play, to survive in a man's world, which would be, to get to achieve a managerial position for a man's club, she's got to be a strong head. Strong person. So, she might tick all the right boxes, mate. She might be good. And like everything, you're judged by the results. If you're not doing it, you'll be gone. If you are, happy days.
Yeah. So I don't know how we got on this. You mentioned something about females. That's why.
Yeah, being able to cross the ball better than.
Oh, yeah. That's why. Yeah.
If she could do the work, it would be fine with me. I'll back any manager until they prove me wrong. She's Val Bandy, her and that team that used a restaurant near me talk about being entitled. Another glaring example of buying success. She would not be able to do it with the West Ham for Liverpool ladies. Women managing men's football is a big no, not for me. Sorry. Fair respect your viewpoint, Cieran. Someone has to be first, but my lord, she would have to get results twice as quick. Hope Powell is not good enough.
I'll tell you, I will once before you read. If any Premier League club or top club employed a woman as manager, I hope they're doing it for the right reasons. It's because she's good for the job, not because she's female.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't agree to it at all, right? Because we see a lot of people getting jobs now because of their race, because of their agenda, because that's what they want to show, right? Because they want to have this diverse thing of everything. And I'd rather get the right people for the job regardless of what they are. So.
I mean, all you've got to do is look at Frank Lampard. How's he got the Chelsea job?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. What's that about?
I said at the time that's farcical.
That's giving up on the league, isn't it? And just saying, oh well, maybe next year.
That's giving up on his career. That's his career down. Surely no one will employ him.
No, it ain't true. He'll get another. Do you understand? It's this whole merry-go-round. He'll get another job. A team will get promoted. They'll sack their manager and Lampard. Like who's coming up? Let's say Middlesbrough, for instance, came up and Carrick's not doing well. They'd bring in Lampard or Gerrard. It's just the same old faces.
Sure, you'd look at Lampard's bloody track record and go, nah, I don't think so.
But I mean, if you look at Gerrard, I mean, he struggled like mad against with the Aston Villa. They're now going to be in Europe.
Yeah,
season.
Right, it shows you. Yeah, just because you was a great player, and I know he had or has ambitions of managing Liverpool, but yeah. You
see, whereas speaking about players who have become good managers, Vincent Kompany, he's total different end of spectrum to Lampard and Gerrard.
Yeah.
Well,
'cause
he'll get his chance next year, won't he? To see, he has to back it up now, doesn't he?
yeah.
You know, you've got to back it up when you come into the Premier League. So see whether he can, because he could be a future Man City manager.
Yeah.
You know, because one day Pep's going to leave eventually.
But
So
one
he,
thing,
if he does well, he could be lined up.
because he changed the philosophy at Burnley in one season.
Yeah.
You know, they are a footballing side, attacking, completely different to under Dyche. So he's changed it within his first season there. Anderlecht, he done okay. He didn't do great at Anderlecht, but that was his first job. So he's got, you know, he had to learn somewhere.
Yeah. He's doing it right now. He's cutting his teeth, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, Lampard just thrown into the, to Chelsea, and Gerrard taken on, was it Villa? Jesus Christ.
Well, since Nagelsmann turned down the Tottenham job, or should I say, I believe Tottenham come out and says we never approached him, we were never going to go any further or whatever. Their favourite to take over job's Ryan Mason.
What, to keep the job?
To keep the job full time, though, the only reason why Mason will be in charge of Tottenham is because he'll be Daniel Levy's yes man. That's the only reason why. There's no other right manager in the right mind is going to let Daniel Levy get involved in play of tactics and stuff like that and all that sort of stuff. That's why Nagelsmann turned it down. Male or female, you get a positive results, and I won't care. You had better be aiming. Phil Neville wasn't allowed in the dressing room. Not sure if that works the other way. I'm assuming when they get changed and stuff, yeah. But when they'll have a male coach to go in, and when they're sat down ready for either congratulations or shouting from woman, should be allowed in then. Cherry Longley did okay.
She's an actress, isn't she? So that must be a TV series or film. He must be talking about.
Leave Lampard alone. He's doing a great job.
Yeah. We'll keep him there. Yeah.
They gave Lampard a job because they were playing to the fans. Plus, at the time, no other top manager would have went for the job because of the transfer embargo at the time.
First time, man. First time,
yeah.
I saw the reasoning behind it, but not the second one. Not to bring it back this year.
Yeah, they weren't impressed with that. None of them. Yeah, they weren't impressed with him coming back there.
We were the first to have numbers on our socks, amongst other things. We could be the first to employ a woman as a manager.
Yeah. I remember the numbers on the socks, Bandit. Yeah, quite a thing at the time, wasn't it? Quite a thing.
Burnley,
you remember them tips? You wouldn't know them, would you?
Nah. Numbers. Why did we keep them?
No, this was Leeds. They had little flags, and they tied. You tie your socks up. You use them as a tie for your socks, and they'd hang down the side of their leg with their number on it. Oh. Do you know, like the things they swap at the beginning of a game and international game? Oh, like that, but smaller version, and Leeds had them tied around the socks. Yeah, it was something else to sell, I suppose.
Well, yeah, probably needing money from club shop or something, probably.
Can't remember how long it lasted, but yeah, they did do it.
Burnley lose their first 5 games. That will test company. I tell you what, it's going to test company if Burnley are going to back him financially, because Burnley are not renowned for spending big money, are they?
No, they haven't got it normally. Yeah, we'll see.
I have worked under many women, and as Cieran said, if they are serious and strong, it's not a problem. I have worked for men that were total fools.
Absolutely, Willie. I think you're right. Yeah.
So, but are we all confident that Man City's going to win the title now, then? I think so.
Yeah, I was confident they were going to win it.
Oh, go on, mate. It's all over.
Yeah.
One win.
I was confident once Arsenal drew with West Ham. That's when I knew for certain Man City's going to win.
There's still a lot. There's still a lot to play for, though, isn't there? You know, who's going to really finish it top 4? Who's going to get top 6? Who's going to get relegated? I mean, by now, normally we know more than one cert, which is Southampton getting relegated. That's the only cert we know now.
And Man City winning the league is certain. But
we know that. So it's all been up in the air, isn't it, for most of the season? And it still is, you know, especially the top 4 places, top 6. That's still to be decided. And there's 2 teams yet to be decided for relegation. So,
and you've even got Spurs in 7th in that Conference League and Villa in 8th, who just beat them, both on 57 points. So even the 3rd European competition is still up for grabs as well. So everything is all to play for, I
mean, I'm just looking at table now. And you've got Liverpool, right? Play 36 games, 1 point behind Newcastle and Man United. One of them two's going to drop out. I think Liverpool will win their remaining games. I know Man United and Newcastle have got games in hand, but you know, one of them. If Manchester United drop out of the top 4, that could be a massive thing in what they can do this coming transfer window. I think the only thing what's keeping going is the Radcliffe. What's he called? Jim Radcliffe.
Yeah,
I think he's looking favourite now. We need to buy Man United or buy stake in Man United. But that keeps the Glazers still at the club, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's pointless. I don't. You know, I was listening to Rants, which is Expression's brother, and he's saying he's not cash rich. You know, he might have investments and all of that businesses, but he's not cash rich like the Saudis that want to buy Man United. So him taking over is not going to change a lot of things at Man United. And I don't think, I think Liverpool have left it too late. I think it will be Newcastle and Man United but they can still.
I hope Newcastle will do it because I think they deserve it. They've deserved it this year.
They will. They've got
and Leicester. Is it Leicester?
Yeah, that's their next game. Leicester at home.
Beauty. That should sort Leicester out.
Exactly. They win that. They have to win that. If you can't, if you lose that game at home, then that might start them panicking. If you can't beat Leicester at home, so that's why Liverpool just got to be ready to pounce. But I can't. Yeah, it's got to be Newcastle.
That's another reason why I like Cieran. He is of my vintage.
Danny, we're old and cynical. Because we've seen it all.
Luke Legend, straight to the point. Who cares about the top? Who is going down, lads? I'm hoping that it's Southampton, Leicester, and I'm going to say Everton.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want that, but Everton just,
What's their two games or late?
Wolves and Bournemouth.
Everton two. I know one Bournemouth. See, I think there's 3 points there for them.
Yeah. It's Wolves away, and then last game is Bournemouth at home. They're going to beat Bournemouth at home, 100%.
That's the problem. Yeah, the fixtures are. They've got it in their favour. The 2 fixtures, haven't they?
Yeah.
Compared with what Leeds have got.
We've got you guys away and Spurs at home.
Yeah, Spurs. You wouldn't know what you get with Spurs, but at home, you know what I mean. If you're still in the hunt in that last game, Stu, at home, the way the fans got them playing against Newcastle, the way they rose to the occasion, and I think there's every chance you could get something or win. You know, with Tottenham, who knows what they'll be going for at that stage? Might be going for nothing.
Don't forget, Cieran. Let's say Forest are at home to Arsenal, their way to Palace. If they lose both their games and Leeds just win one, Leeds have got a better goal difference, and so they've both been on 34. So it's not just Everton, Leeds, and Leicester. Forest is still in it.
You're right. Yeah. Forest are in it. I've just got a bad feeling about them surviving.
Yeah, me. But Arsenal at home for them, and then Palace away, which is always a tough.
Yeah, well, there's 2 games really. They should lose.
Yeah.
You know, if everything went to form, they should lose them both.
Yeah. So
it's up in the air, isn't it? When you think about it that way.
Yeah.
But imperative, Leeds need 3 points And if they can get them against West Ham, they're going to the last day in with a great shout to stay
At
up.
home as well, yeah. When they go
At
to the last
home,
game.
at home, mate.
Right. Kieran, what about if we only got a draw against West Ham?
Again, it might not be a bad point. It might still give you a chance to survive, depending. You obviously depend on other results. If the others lose their games,
Yeah, and you draw.
or say Forest lose that one, you've got to get a point, but then you've got to get in front of Forest. It means you've got to win the last game. Isn't it?
Not
If Everton beat Bournemouth.
Yeah, so let's say Everton lose to Wolves and you draw with us. I think you would go above Everton on goal difference, would you not?
Right. Everton are on minus 24 goal difference. We're on minus 25.
Right, but I'm saying if you drew with us and they lost, you've scored more than Everton. You would go above them, so you'd come out of the relegation zone if they lost and you won.
Yeah, and you'd be a couple of goals in front at least, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
if they lost.
So there's so many permutations in just 2 games.
God, I think it's going to be squeaky bum time. Last game of the season, Stu.
Again, remember last season it was the same for the
Your head will be frazzled by it.
Leeds put you lot through the mill. Remember last year they had to beat Brentford.
I scheduled the bloody last day of season, didn't I? Like an idiot.
Again. Last time it was good luck. Remember, we needed Newcastle to beat Burnley, I think, and Leeds to beat Brentford. Yeah. And that happened. So all I can say is, Kieran, we're safe.
Yeah, we're massive. We don't care.
We're staying up.
But we do really.
We do.
But yeah, we're safe. See you later, Leicester. See you later. Hey, if you want to still talk about Arsenal's mass exodus out of stadiums,
yeah, Leicester.
What about Leicester's players? What kind of mass exodus will be there? They'd be losing at least 6, wouldn't they?
It'd be Maddison to Newcastle. I'd love Harvey Barnes at West Ham, but it won't happen. But yeah,
I wouldn't mind that, boy.
Who else? Daka. Patson Daka won't stay in the Championship. Ian Nacho won't stay in the Championship.
Is it Ricardo or whatever he's called?
Yeah, he won't stay in the Championship. Yeah, Johnny
Ndidi.
Ndidi won't stay in the Championship. Yeah, they could be in big trouble. Tillemans definitely. He's out of contract as well anyway. So yeah, remember they could have got 50 mil off Arsenal for him. Should have took that. Because keeping him ain't done favours.
Yeah, mate. I'll tell you what, if this happens, if Leicester do go, which I presume they will, it could be a long time before you see them again.
Yep.
I don't think they're bouncing straight back.
Spurs to finish 7th would love that as they hate the competition. Imagine them trying to sell that to a Champions League manager.
Yeah.
What Spurs to finish in what?
Yeah, right, man. Right, good luck. I mean, I think after Conte's comments, I think a lot of managers would be looking at it and going, I'm not so sure if he thinks they're that bad.
That was his parting shot.
I don't know if it's for me.
That was his parting shot, just letting the world know. Don't go to
Yeah, brilliant.
I am still holding out for Forest to go down. Sorry, Forest, but I can't stand Lingard.
I'm open, mate. Yeah, if I had my choices of going down, it would be not that I wanted Leicester to go down, but they're going. Yeah. I think, but I'd rather have Forest there instead of anyone else. I think.
Man, if the final 2 is Brentford and Leeds, and they will lose them both, I think Leeds have got a good chance of beating Spurs at Ellen Road, especially if all the West Ham the Spurs fans are right about them players not liking pressure situations. They're not going to like the crowd. I tell you, Everton and Leicester would be ideal. Yeah, but apparently if Everton go down now, I don't know how true this is. So I've heard 2 reports. One of the reports have said that that new stadium they're building. If they get relegated, it might be put on hold or something moving in the summer. Well, they won't be able to fill it, will they? Let's be honest. They'll have a brand new, shiny new stadium. They'll do a Coventry. Southampton, Leicester and Everton. That would be nice, Willie. Would be nice, mate. Forest have 4 billion players. Watching him implode next season would be fun. Yeah, Southampton, Leicester and Forest to go down. Come on here, man. I like that.
You know what the funny thing is? Lingard don't even start for them. You know what I'm thinking? This little
No.
Yeah, it's just like what was the, still don't get that decision. Like,
what's he about $1 million? Cost them about £1 million a month.
Yeah, for this. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Eamon says that if West Ham win Thursday against AZ, you're doing a watch along for that, aren't you, Titch?
Yeah, I've scheduled it actually. Yeah, I am.
Right, they will be concentrated on the final. We'll be on the beach for the last 2 games.
We was on the beach for Brentford as well because of the Europa.
That's right.
But yeah,
let's hope we can get to the last game.
Yeah, got to get to that last game. Like I say, that's why that point against Newcastle was so important. Keeps you in the hunt. You get a win against West Ham. Can you imagine, the confidence that could breed into that team? The Leeds team at home, last game of the season against Spurs. They'd be buoyant, But I'd love to see you get that win against West Ham. Only 1-0 though, Stu. I don't want you sticking 4 or 5 past us. None of that nonsense.
Right,
yeah, we know Leeds score prediction will be 5-0 Leeds.
No danger there, Cieran. No danger there, mate.
No, probably not. No.
It's about 3 penalties and Bamford will miss them all.
But we got done again, didn't we? Even that, not that it mattered in that Brentford game, we didn't deserve anything out of it. But again, another handball that we get against us. Another one that I don't think is because it came 6 inches off the post, smacked him in the top of the fingers, made no difference, and we scored. What is going on? What is going on?
Yeah.
VAR, we're getting absolutely ruined by that VAR every week. Yeah, the Liverpool one where he shoves his hand to stop it.
Exactly.
That's not handball. Fucking hell, man. There you are, man. Yeah.
Good evening, Richard. What we doing, well, mate?
How you doing, Richard?
No, Richard.
Yeah. Brentford was a worry. Shows our squad is overpriced. Shows our squad is overpriced rubbish.
It was a worry. There's definitely a lack of. I thought it was a lack of effort more than the quality. There was just no effort there. It was really poor.
How did Ings play?
He done all from the job he had to do, which isn't his job. He's not suited to it. He done all right. He was trying. He was linking up good here and there. He done all right, but nothing to write home about. The rest of them, Jesus, Cornet. I forgot he was on the pitch. I just don't know what he did.
But
nothing.
You know what? Once we brought on Rice, Benrahma, and Mubama, we actually looked like the better team. And if that goal would have stood, I believe we would have actually got an equaliser as well.
We could have gone for it. Could have gone for it.
Done well. Rice. I said it during the watch. He just looked head and shoulders above anyone in that midfield once he come on the pitch.
He was, yeah.
Either side. Yeah, he was like levels above them.
Yeah. Just unreal, man. Yeah, Fornal, I gutted because Fornal's was terrible as well,
Put him on the right hand side, yeah.
See, and here's all these lovers that wants Flynn Downs, get rid of Souček, get Flynn Downs in. Telling you that now, he's bang average.
Yeah.
Flynn Downs is bang average centre midfielder. That's all he is. I'd say he's a championship player. He's decent. I like him. Good boy. But that's all he is. Sideways, backwards, nothing. I'm telling you now, he's bang average.
Yeah.
Johnson, I remember having this argument with Anton on West Ham Network about young Johnson at right back. He said he was on the opinion he's the future right back for West Ham. And I told him then, I said he's nowhere near good enough. I'm telling you that now. He's a good lad. He's versatile. You can put him on the left, put him in the middle. He can fill in for you. That's it. He's a utility player at best. Yeah. And he's never going to be good enough for the Premier League, that Johnson.
No way.
Get rid of him. Get rid of him. No good.
How was that on ball? How was that on ball? Well, the Liverpool they didn't even look at it.
Oh, they looked at it and went, "Ooh, that's handball." But anyway, carry on.
Yeah, probably. They're running VAR and they want him sacked. So out loud. Brother Wally don't like VAR.
No.
Varsicle. I like that word, Luke. Varsicle. Me and Cieran have been waiting a long time for
Yeah, I know.
Everton to go down, over 50 years for me.
We got Richo in the house, who's the Everton fan. Oh, here he is.
Sad to see Leicester fall. Should have replaced Michael. Yeah. Well, he had a fallout with Brendan Rodgers at the time, and Brendan Rodgers got rid of him.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. Cieran dropping facts bombs. He's dropping facts. Cieran.
Yeah.
Someone has
Yeah,
to
well,
speak
no, I just, it annoys me for a season when you get a player, you get that youngster in, play him, he's better than him. I mean, Downs, get him on, Soucek's a shit.
Yeah.
Is he? Well, there was his chance to really shine in that game. You're starting the game, son. Out you go. Make a name for yourself. Yeah. It was just backwards, sideways. It was crap. You know what I mean? Crap. Even when there was a pass on, he wouldn't take it. He wouldn't take the risk. It's just...
I did say that during the watch along. So, and I've never, I like Soucek, and the more people dislike him, I think no. And if you think if him, Paqueta, and Rice are all on song, that's a great midfield, and he does a lot for the team. He's not clearly not the best passer of a ball, but all his other qualities, a lot of what he can do, other people just can't do. So, and that's some of it is down to his physicality.
Well, there is, because he's still a threat for us scoring a goal, where Downs will never be.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Never be.
And in both boxes, Soucek, he helps us massively defensively. He causes problems offensively in the box and all of that. So, I think he's unfairly criticised just because West Ham is so terrible this season.
Please don't talk about refs and VAR to Leeds fans. Huh? Leicester had the money pulled out after the owner died. Then they go down. I'm going to drop like a stone. Yeah, I think they could get relegated. They could get relegated again. I love Fornells, but so disappointed with his performance yesterday.
Yeah, he looks like he's just fed up. Yeah, I mean, we all love him. I think every West Ham fan loves Fornells, but he looks like he's fed up and had enough. And I think Moyes must have sucked the life out of him because he just doesn't seem to want to be there. It's a shame.
When I said to Titch yesterday when he did it on his watch along, I said that just think though, you're asking some of these fringe players who have been left out in cold to go out and perform, and they've got to pick themselves up for this game after being left out in cold. They're never going to give you 100%. It's nature that they won't do it.
I mean, you say that, Stu, but if you were working under Pep Guardiola, you would.
Oh yeah, of course.
He'd have you motivated regardless whether you starting or not. Moyes doesn't. He seems to alienate players.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, he seems to do that to them. And you've seen him do it with Ben Rama before. You've seen him done it with Allaire. He's done it with quite a few of them. And I think he's done it with Scamacca. Where Pep Guardiola, regardless whether you're starting or not, he includes, there are these squad. We ain't winning it with a team, we're winning it with a squad. He involves them. And I think, and they all go out there and give their best when they play. All of them. Where you could see by that West Ham performance, they weren't. And Fornells definitely weren't.
But the reality is this. Fornells is a number 10. He was brought in as a goal-scoring number 10 from Villarreal. Yeah? He done a fantastic job for Moyes on the left wing. Yeah? Working his socks off. Quality as well as all of that. Then, eventually, because we had a bad season, you reluctantly put Ben Rama out there. And now when you bring Fornells on, you put him on the right. These are both completely different positions to what is his natural position. So,
and again, Stu, you know what I mean? Like when I said he created the defensive attacker. Well, he's created another defensive midfielder in Fornells.
Yeah.
Because when he played him on the left, he was playing as a defensive midfielder, really, instead of his natural going forward and an attacking midfielder. He changed him into that.
Yeah, suck the life. That's what he's done.
Sad. It's sad though what's happened to Fornells. I must admit, it really is. Don't want Everton to go down because the Liverpool fans are unbearable as it is. Leicester lost money due to the owners making their money at airport shopping rather. gone dry because of COVID.
Yeah, I heard about that. They haven't got the money, have they?
What's Lanzini done wrong? Cannot see him to get minutes. Never mind the start. It started yesterday against Brentford, Amani. But
he played the whole game, didn't he, yesterday?
Maybe someone else has been told he's one of the players out of the door at the end of the season. Perhaps he knows his West Ham career is over because Moyes isn't starting. Moyes is staying at the helm next season. Wow. Fornells could never pass. Let's be honest.
No, I think he can.
What was that?
I don't think that's right, Luke. I've seen him hit first time passes, split defences lots of times.
Yeah. He's one of very few that knows how to play that first time pass, almost a blind pass.
Yeah. I think he's lost the ability now because they've been coached out of him.
Yeah. He's definitely one of our more technical players. And you put him under a different manager and you'll see a completely different player.
Yeah.
Do you know what gets me though with Moyes? Roy Hodgson is older than Moyes. He's older than Moyes, isn't he? So
he's older than everyone. Yeah, he's older than Moyes.
They're all the same sort of age. But how Hodgson is with his players, to how Moyes is with his players. I remember, I think it was the Leeds game, and Roy Hodgson was shaking every player's hand in dugout before the game even finished. Whereas Moyes, I don't see him doing that.
No, he never done it, mate. He wouldn't even give credit where credit was due to players. Even when Benrahma had a good game, he didn't really give him any credit. Alea, when he scored that goal, didn't give him any credit. I can't understand his man management at all. And like I said, much as I dislike Allardyce, right? I don't like his style of football. I don't like him. But if you listen to any ex-pros about Allardyce, they reckon his man management skills are second to none. They really are. He really gets the best out of players, and he knows how to talk to them and relate to them. And they all say that, the ex-pros, about Allardyce. I've never heard any of them slag him off about that. I mean, he's a really good man manager. So that might bode well for you in the next two games.
And that's probably why, he does, get the job done in regards to if it is a relegation or promotion from the Championship, maybe because of his man management as well as his football management.
Lanzini's knee injury, never the same player.
Yeah, it did slow him down a bit. But he did give me one of the best memories of all my years of West Ham. All my years. When he scored that equaliser against Tottenham in the last kick of the game, top corner. I was jumping around the house. What a memory that was. Fantastic.
And
absolutely.
Imagine if there was VAR when that happened. You would be running around until they convert. Yeah, I understand. It's crazy now. That goal could have went in, but they could have pulled it back somewhere. Yeah. I think Ogbonna blocked it. It wasn't a foul, but I think he blocked off someone enabling.
He definitely blocked. Oh, he did. He shouldered him out of the way.
Would that get VAR? Do you understand? Like,
yeah. Well,
iconic moment.
And,
VAR potentially would have spoiled that. Yeah, but that was smart from Ogbonna, man. He was clever there. Great goal.
The manager that he only played because it was the rested team. But again, going back to this team, what Moyes put out, Titch, would Moyes be? I mean, no matter, despite what you think of him, would he be happy with that? Would he have been happy with that performance? I know he didn't care, but would he put the same team out again, knowing how poor they were?
Yeah, I said it during the watch. I don't think he cares. I think now he's just thinking about Thursday. I'm thinking he was hoping, no injuries. That's why I didn't get when he brought on Bowen near the end. I think Bowen always gets hurt during games. Why are you bringing him on? If you're not going to start him, why are you bringing him on for? Do you understand? I didn't get that. So I don't think he cared about the result or the performance yesterday. No,
actually, it might justify what he's doing. This is how you look at it, Moyes. See, that's why I don't play them. Because they're shit.
Yeah.
Right? It'll justify what him picking the same team week in, week out, logging over there. That's how you look at it. See? I told you.
Throw them under the bus.
Yeah, throw him
Give
under
them-
the bus.
Give them, yeah.
Makes him look better, I guess, doesn't it? Now, Luke Legends disagree with you two, and now Fornell's final ball is horrendous.
Nah. That's that's a good thing about football opinions. No, I don't think Liverpool will. I think they'll miss out.
No,
Just
I think
It'd be close. Be close.
Lanzini scorer of great goals, not a great scorer of goals.
yeah.
Fornell's can pass. We just ain't got the players to make the run
Exactly. They're not on his level.
that they receive the passing if they run into space that he had
Yeah.
passed in. Paqueta has the same problem when he tries to pass.
That's spot on. And I did say that a long time ago, about 4 hours before Paqueta came, that whereas a better player on the same level of him, they will. Yeah, I agree with that, Eamon, like 100%.
Yeah, no, I do too.
It's all right having a good passer at ball, but you've got to have good runners off at ball, haven't you?
Yeah, clever runners. That smart.
Exactly.
Especially strikers, right? Remember, Antonio's not a natural striker. He is what he is. But strikers, the best strikers, they know what runs to make. Do you understand? And what runs not to make. So the players that are feeding him, they also know he's not even going to run there. And when he is going to run, they've released the ball. So, yeah. And a shit player can make a good player look shit as well. Just by, it looks like he just passed it to no one.
So that's why these top class strikers, when they make a run at ball, don't even come into them. They get frustrated.
Yeah, and and they show that frustration because they know what should have happened. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think. If you put, I think, speaking about 4 now, if you put him in, I'm trying to think what sort of team.
Brighton.
Even Brighton and Liverpool.
Right.
This Liverpool now where they haven't been at their best as a number 10, or certainly in the midfield. You'd see a completely.
I think that Brighton or a Brentford. Even Brentford, I think he'd shine.
Definitely Brighton. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, they don't change how they play, though, do they? They play out front back, whether they lose, whether they concede possession or not. They still do the same thing again and again and again. It's drilled into them, I guess. It's drilled into them. So, are you expecting a busy transfer window in Titch?
For West Ham?
Yes.
I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, it depend on, are we in the Europa League, and then the people you're looking at is maybe a higher tier than so until the season finishes, West Ham, we won't know who we're actually going for, depending on what competition, if any, next season we're in.
And it depends who's at the
manager.
helm.
Yeah, exactly, manager and competition. So
Are West Ham going to look to replace Moyes, replace a player like Rice in midfield, or are they going to spend it different parts of pitch?
I don't know. That is the $1 million question. What are they going to do with that money? And like Cieran said at the start of this stream, would you trust David Moyes with that money when everything suggests that you wouldn't? Otherwise, you not only do you lose your best overall player, but now you understand you've got to try and replace him with money, somebody that clearly doesn't know how to manage the money. So it's a tough one. It's real, and the thing is, it's like if we win the Conference League, you'd think the owners say, what, he deserves to stay, and they will keep him. If we don't win it, then he has to be sacked because it's been a terrible season. It's already been a terrible season, but there may well be a silver lining. If we don't win that Europa Conference, getting to the final don't mean nothing to me. We have to win it. He said, David Moyes has said before the first leg, if we get to the final, it'd be my biggest achievement in football. Even though he got to the quarters of the Champions, all of that. So I'm thinking, even saying that he's trying to make himself sound good. Go out there and win it, and then start talking like a winner. Do you understand? You can't say that into the final of the Europa Conference League is your, like it is. You understand? You've managed in the Champions League and all of that. So if he doesn't win it, then he has to go. Has to.
Luke says Moyes will be in charge, so our summer will be hard work.
Oh God.
Eamon says, I think Rice goes to Man City for 80 million plus Phillips. I think it'd be a mistake for you getting Phillips. I really do. I don't think it'd be good for West Ham.
I'm not sure that. Do you know what? The only way he goes to Man City, I don't believe Man City need him. But if they did, it would be to stop him going elsewhere. That's really the only reason I'd see City wanting him. So make sure no one else gets him.
And I don't. If you think about it, I know they spent 100 million on Grealish, but you go back to De Bruyne, who Chelsea let slip through. They got him from Wolfsburg. Haaland, obviously, yeah, everybody knew hot probably, but 56 million or whatever it was. Gundogan from Dortmund. If you look back,
they don't spend big normally. They don't normally spend big normally. It's only Grealish.
Yeah, Laporte was from Bilbao, I believe. John Stones came from Everton. So they're not a club that goes in for the obvious. Haaland was on everybody's transfer list with Mbappe, but other than that, they don't. So I can't see them spending that much money on Declan Rice. Not Man City.
No, I don't see it.
If Leeds go down, what changes do you want to see happen?
Cheerleaders.
Well, yeah. I think if we go down, I think this is the problem, Richard. I don't think you'll see. I think Radzali is still going to be the chairman of Leeds United. I think the only difference we will see is the players. Like McKennie will be sent back to Juventus. Nonto apparently said that he wants to stay, but that could all change if we get relegated. But as for personnel, I want to see a decent sporting director coming. We haven't got one yet. So I think there's a lot what needs to be ironed out at Leeds. Sporting director, discuss the manager, whether we keep him or whether we move him on. And then work out which players are staying and which players are going. A man is straight in there. Rice isn't worth 60 million.
He's definitely worth
it.
Rice, let me just say this. Other people have said this as well. With 2 years left on his contract, Declan Rice is definitely worth 100 mil in this day and age. Raheem Sterling went for 50 mil with 1 year left. Jesus, 1 year left. Both older than... Well, anyway. So, yeah. In this current climate, he's definitely worth 100 mil. 60 mil will get you his left boot harmony.
Very overrated.
She's gone from 60 mil to 50 mil tops.
Harmony. Oi! We'll be supporting your team all year. Stop it. He's worth every penny that anyone wants to pay for him. I don't think any bloody player's worth over 10 million. That's what he should be. But Grealish, 100 million. Ben White, 50 mil, was it?
Yeah,
Jeez.
Mil,
Harry Maguire, 80 mil? Harry Maguire, 80 million? Yeah. Come on. So, look, Rice in this current climate is worth 100 mil.
And when did Maguire go for 80 mil? 4 years ago? Yeah, everything gets more expensive. So, yeah,
I do believe 80 million and a decent player would be a good deal.
Yeah, decent player.
A decent player.
Like Haaland, if they give us Haaland and 80 mil. But yeah, 80 mil and a proper player that walks into our team.
And I thought Arsenal were deluded.
Yeah. Do you know what? If he went to Arsenal, I'd take 80 million and or maybe 90 and Kieran Tierney.
What about Smith Rowe?
Smith Rowe.
What about 80 million Smith Rowe?
No, we need a left back. Kieran Tierney fits the criteria. That's what we need.
He's injury prone now, isn't he? He gets injured.
He's what? But all our players are injury prone. So
yeah, what we all need
to Kieran, what about 70 mil Tierney and Smith Rowe?
Yeah, we'll take that. Give that a go.
Right.
We still need to spend a load of money on a bloody defensive midfielder then.
Ollie, get it done, please.
Go get Ndidi. We can go and get Ndidi.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said Ndidi. I did say that. Yeah, on the cheap now as well.
What about Iheanacho?
Yeah.
He seems to be, you know, left out to dry a bit, doesn't he?
I don't know if he's a Moyes player though. That's the problem.
Not a Moyes player, I don't think.
That's the issue.
Yeah. But then again, I'm hoping it won't need to be. He's gone, mate. Get rid of him, and he won't need to be a Moyes player anymore. Our strategy changes completely. Gone. And like Leeds' transfer strategy changes whether you're in the Premiership or in the Championship. You're shopping in a different marketplace if you're in the Championship, aren't you? Than what you are if you're in the Premier League.
We're going to Aldridge instead of Lidl, because that's what we seem to be doing in Premier League, because shopping at Lidl. Richo says, if Everton go down, new owners who know how to run the football club and keep Titch. Richo, would you take David Moyes back at Leeds, Everton, who would bring us back? Would you take David Moyes back at Everton, Richo? The problem you have, Richo, is your owners do not make logical choices. Get Cresswell back in for a start. Oh, Leeds, get Cresswell back up. I think we will get a lot of his players back from loan. Titch being on Cieran's mind again.
What did I say? The price. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be silly, Titch. Get Rice a tenner. A takeaway. Get Rice a tenner. Rice a tenner and a takeaway. Could have been a bit harsh on Declan Rice. They're on and board. They are clueless in all aspects. Ken Wright, Beckinsale, and Sharp.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, when you look at Everton and what they've spent over the years and how mismanaged it's been, really, been a bit of a disaster, you know. And they've got everything there as well. You know, they're a big club. They've got that. I mean, I watched them videos, you know, of the new stadium they're building. It's going to be impressive, mate, on the docks there. Looks really impressive. So everything's sort of in place. So obviously staying in the Premier League is part of it. But my God, they've been mismanaged. They've wasted so much money over the years. And I think some bad decisions with managers bringing in, you know, Lampard to me was ridiculous. I said it at the time. This ain't hindsight. I said it at the time. What are you doing? It's a shame. They have been absolute mess.
And the fact that they keep changing managers, they've had Ancelotti at Everton, Benitez, Marco Silva, but, you know, big names at Ancelotti, but he's coming into a shit show. You understand? So, and then all of a sudden they change him with somebody else who's got a new style. So, yeah, it looks good. Like, oh, we've got him in charge, but the players don't suit the manager. It's just like David Moyes having a bunch of technical players, like all technical players. What's he going to do with them?
Doesn't work.
Pasta is an Italian genesis. Rice
Genius.
is just paddy field. Rice is just from a paddy field.
Yeah.
So Rice is 24 years of age and has 10 years of playing top tier football, and you don't think his transfer fee isn't worth even 6 million a year? Okay, then laughing his head off. We can swap him for Sonny Berg. Can we swap him for Sonny Berg?
Yeah.
What is the point of Angus Kinnear? Good question, Bandy. What is the point of Angus Kinnear? He writes the match day program when Rick Finch, doesn't he? He does a lot in that. But I think he would want to had a lot of influence in bringing Allardyce to club. Actually, we're working with him when he was at West Ham. See, I do learn some stuff. Not a lot, but I do learn some stuff. Too much it hurts my head. He is good, but not all that, to be honest. That's why you're near the bottom.
No, that's why we're not at the bottom, Harmony.
Exactly.
I'll tell you that. Without him, we'd be gone, mate. I could say the same. I reckon for Everton, right? Without Pickford, they'd be relegated by now. They're gone, mate.
Yeah.
He's saved them points. Regardless what you think of him, he's saved them enough points to keep them keep him in the Premier League more than likely.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we didn't have Rice this season, we would probably be below.
I'll be gone.
Below.
We'll be gone. Yeah. Honestly. We would be.
Shambles have a great club. I think he means Everton, bless him.
Everton, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine,
it
man.
is.
Look at the transfer fees. He is going for stupid money. I agree with that, Luke. I think he will. I think he'll go for big money. The problem is, that's the problem, Luke. Too many overpriced transfers.
Yeah,
for
there is.
mediocre
Absolutely.
players. I agree with that, but that's the way the Premier League's going now, isn't it?
You can blame Chelsea for that
Yeah.
because they started it.
Now look at them.
Does anyone
Lingering.
else want to stuff to say before we start wrapping up, guys?
Yeah, we're massive,
Yeah,
and Arsenal is shit. That's it.
we're
Oh,
safe.
Apparently, Bielsa now, I confirm you guys are your guy.
Is a Uruguay head coach? Yeah.
What, the national team? Yeah.
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 What? And it's confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
But what
move,
team?
Uruguay, their national
Uruguay.
team.
Oh, there you go. Put a tenner on them to win the World Cup next time.
That'll be my adopted team in Euros next Euros. That'll be me adopted.
Yeah, they won't be there during the Euros, but you can put some money on them.
Oh, is it World Cup then?
Yeah, they'll be at or the Copa America. Oh,
You might watch Copa America, then that should be worth watching.
and
Yeah,
they'll have a good chance
interesting.
anyone to win.
Is that breaking news, Lee? Was that just happened?
You think so, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, you go. Breaking news on the disabled team from Lee. Well done, sir.
Lee Stephen,
Really?
journalist extraordinaire.
Thanks, Lee. That's the end of it. What Bielsa coming back to Leeds in a fairy tale? Fairy
that
tale.
might be.
It was promoted again. That was never going to happen. Never in a month for Sundays.
You can have Moyes. You can have Moyes next year. You can find it out with Richo. Who wants him?
Hope Suarez doesn't bite him.
Welcome to Uruguay.
Right. These games at the weekend, Stu.
Oh,
What is it?
Yeah.
What is it now? What day is your game on? And what day is our game on? And what time?
No, they're playing
Sorry.
us. They're playing us. That'll be the same day.
Oh, right, yeah. So I mean, so that the Everton game and that, are we before you or everyone else or the same time?
Oh yeah.
How does it work? Because it's all going to change hour by hour, isn't it? By the time other results come in.
Yeah.
Well, Saturday, Wolves play Everton at 3:00.
Oh.
Nottingham Forest play Arsenal at 5:30. We play you at 1:30 on Sunday. Southampton are down. They play Brighton, and Man City play Chelsea.
Right. So them two, they're the day before we play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
What about
Wow.
Leicester?
And we'll know them results going into this Leeds West Ham game. Well, you will.
What about Leicester, Stu? When are they playing?
Leicester play Monday against Newcastle.
So they're Monday again, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, they're playing catch up as well. That's not good for them, is because if teams pick up points like you lot did, and that, it's just pressure on them. They'd rather play at the same time and not know. Yeah, they're down. The fact that they're playing after everybody else, they're definitely down. And
Well, this will help Allardyce though. Them two, there is whatever them results are, is based on what he's going to do at West Ham as well. You know, he needs to. He might say, "We have to win it now." If the results go bad against him, the other results, he's just got to win it.
all you got to do, Lee, is give Wally a call, transfer a large amount of cash, and Wally will make sure Leeds beat West Ham. Simple. I promise you, he's got the connections. So you got to
Leave the
do.
man on the spot. Yeah, he's the man of very few words, but very talented. I keep saying that. Luke Legend, we play on Sunday. We do. It's going to be a game where I'm dreading, but I want us to get some. Sorry, West Ham fans.
I
but
think
want
what
us
he
to
meant is we play Sunday league type football. He's talking about West Ham. He just didn't write in the rest of it, Stu.
No, of course, we got bloody Thursday, haven't we? So the Friday night show, can you make that, Titch? Because hopefully we'll be in the final if we do the Friday night.
Maybe. So I'm doing a watch along Thursday. Friday just depends on what's going on here, but yeah, maybe.
Or we could be on here crying.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, one way or the other, I'll still come on.
Yeah, man.
And I'll be blaming the referee and VAR.
And Aaron Creswell for getting sent
And
off
boys.
again.
And boys. He's getting it.
But we're on.
Lee, you might have to wear earplugs Friday if we don't get through. It's all coming out.
Yeah.
And Harmony needs some earplugs as well. She's gonna.
Yeah, Newcastle will want and need to win for top.
Yeah, I think Newcastle will trounce them. Really do.
One sec.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Malcolm needs to think Marcelo Bielsa got a bunch of lower class players and fulfilled a player's schoolboy dream there, wanted it. Players will now haven't that dream. So when 8 hour days, some players want 8 hour days. Yeah, I know. That's what I loved about Bielsa. He instilled discipline and stuff into players. They all believed in him. They all believed in what he wanted.
Yeah, that's half the battle, isn't it? The players believe in what you're doing. It is half the battle.
Allardyce needs to roll the dice. Very good. But you see, again, no. How are West Ham fans going to accept Allardyce getting one over them? That's what we're.
Yeah, but that's the fans, isn't it? We don't want it. Moyes should be more worried about if we get to that final. The final. That's all he should worry about. Don't worry about what we think as fans, because to me, I think most of us will go, yeah, we don't want Allardyce to win, but I'd rather save the players and give us a better chance to win a final. That's why I'd look at it. Yeah, and that's the way he should be looking at it.
You've got bigger fish to fry, haven't you?
I was about to say, in the words of Don Robbie, we've got bigger fish to fry.
How are you doing, Frankie? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, well, look, guys, we'll start wrapping up. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Titch and Brother Cieran and Brother Titch.
My
appreciated.
Pleasure.
Thank you, everyone in chat, for keeping us safe and keeping us going. Amani, thanks for keeping everyone in chat like you always do.
I was going to say, we're on Wednesday, Stu. We're doing a preview. Me, Cieran, Wally, Abel. Yeah. We're going to 9:30. I think I scheduled it for. So yeah, we're doing a preview.
For anyone who hasn't checked out Brother Titch's thing, if you go to the title, it's Brother Titch's name's written in blue at Amateur United. It'll take you straight to his channel. But yeah, I'll be watching that, mate. I'll be watching that with I'll be watching that game on with you. I'll be there with Watchalon as well, watching the game with you. Looking forward to that, being in chat, watching game. I can take my mind off the Leeds for that for 2 hours. It's good. It's good. I mean, today I went to town today because I had to get out. I just had to get out. Otherwise, I'd be thinking about it all the time. But yeah, got out. Apparently, right, Manny says apparently Anderson is first in training and last to leave. Aronson, sorry. Obviously been noting now lightweight he is, but noting now how lightweight he is. Night guys, great show.
Everyone.
Cheers, welcome. Cheese steaks will solve that, Amani. Thank you, my lovely night. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching this edition. Sableton. There's only one thing left to say. It's a goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Ciao from me, the nosy neighbour.
Good night for me, boys. Let's have it this weekend. Have it in the semi-final.
Get in there.
Have it at the London Stadium. We're having it.